Okay, this is day 3 of the Romanesque period, and we're going to talk about sculpture mainly today. Um, just like in the last one, in Byzantine sculpture is mainly relief sculpture, which hopefully you remember that what it means. It means it's still part of the thing, and they just carved around it so it looks like it's sticking out. Okay, and as a part of the structure itself. So this is over a doorway. The sculpture is actually just part of it. You don't have to know anything about this except that it would be Romanesque. And this is probably not even the one I will use. So just know this part in the red. Sculpture was mainly relief sculpture and a part of the church structure itself. Okay, this is still a part of the church structure. You cannot, it's built into the wall. You cannot move this, remove this thing in any way. It was cut around, the wall was kind of cut out around it. Okay, so this is King David. I do not believe you have to know that, but do recognize that we do know the name of the artist. Although he did not sign it, somewhere they had records of it that they could do that. This you absolutely have to know. Romanesque art places emphasis on strong emotional response rather than a natural appearance. So they're not looking for an exact realism. They're looking for an emotional response. So this next sculpture helps show that. So it's really long and distorted. Everything's kind of stretched out. And they would say this is to show frenzied movement and fear of an all-powerful God. And you don't have to know that. Just know that this shows this reason it's all stretched out and looks kind of a little bit funky on the perspective is because they are trying to portray emotion. So if I put this up, you would have to recognize this as Romanesque. And if I asked you why, you'd say because of the elongated figures trying to show fear of an all-powerful God, okay? I think this next one's an even better example. So if you look at this closely, hopefully you can tell that some things are significantly out of proportion. First of all, Jesus is way bigger than these saints and apostles here. Okay, so that's supposed to give you a strong response, like he's more powerful. Okay, or he's protecting. Something else could show that he's protecting is that his hands are sprayed out over the apostles to show that he's protecting. And also, his hands are humongous compared to the rest of him. So that is to show maybe that he has control of things. He has everything in his hands. You've heard maybe that song before, that kind of idea. I'm not sure exactly, but there's a reason for his hands being so large. It's to portray a kind of emotion with that. So the emotions on the people's faces, the way they're turning, it's all about creating an emotional response. Okay, you would have to recognize this if we put it on a quiz as Romanesque, and I might ask you how you would know that. And you would say it's showing a strong emotional response, and I would say, what are some examples of that? And you need to make sure you can tell me that as well. That is it for today, a short one.